Scroll and Sword, welcome back. Psalms 4 continues this opening movement of Book 1 of the Psalms, where faith is being tested under pressure. These are not quite reflection psalms. They are psalms written for moments when God's people feel unsettled, frustrated, and tempted to look elsewhere for stability. In Psalm 4, verses 4 through 5 specifically, it steps directly into that tension and teaches us what faith looks like when emotions are running hot. Psalm 4, verse 4 opens with a command that feels almost contradictory. Be angry and do not sin. Like that's a wild statement. The Hebrew verb, though, behind be angry carries the sense of trembling, agitation, or being shaken. Like David is not pretending emotional disturbance is avoidable. He assumes it. Like the command is not to eliminate agitation, but to prevent it from turning into active rebellion. And David then redirects the agitation inward. Ponder in your own hearts on your beds and be silent. The bed becomes a place of examination. Anger is slowed down, examined before God, and quieted rather than weaponized. And this same logic appears later when Paul quotes this verse directly in Ephesians 4:26, warning believers not to let anger remain unresolved overnight. Verse 5 shifts from internal posture to covenant loyalty. Offer right sacrifices and put your trust in the Lord. And the likely background of the psalm is agricultural failure. People were tempted to abandon Yahweh for fertility gods who promised grain and wine. David insists that worship does not change when circumstances do. Right sacrifices represent continued obedience when trust feels costly. And Psalm 4 is also intentionally linked to Psalm 3 through repeated language and shared imagery. Together they form a lesson. Distress does not justify disloyalty. Emotional shaking is real, but God remains the rightful object of trust. Faith is not proven by the absence of agitation, but by where you take it. God allows his people to feel shaken, but he does not allow them to relocate their trust. Most spiritual compromise does not start with rejection, but with unresolved emotion. When frustration is not examined before God, it looks for relief elsewhere. Psalm 4 invites us to slow our reactions, do the heart work, not just hard work, but do the heart work before the rest, and refuse to let temporary pressure rewrite permanent allegiance. Trust is not tested when life is full, but when it feels very thin. Thanks for hanging with me. That's Psalms chapter 4. See you in the discussion room. Love ya.